Hello, everybody. Welcome to Wrestleview Weekly, April 20th, 2019. How are you doing? I'm doing good. I like talking in short syllables today. Yes, that is correct. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Wrestleview Weekly. I am Doug Lackey, veteran columnist of Wrestleview.com and co-host of Wrestleview Live with whoever may be with me, where we cover all of the major pay-per-views from the WWE. You gotta be joking me, says CJ. Sorry to blast your ear holes there. Hello, everybody in the chat room. Andrew, CJ, Big Sweet Lou, Gills, anybody else in the chat room, go ahead and let yourselves be known right now. Yes. How is everybody doing? Is everybody enjoying their day? I tried enjoying my day today. Wednesdays. Hi, Ryan. Hi, Shifty. Let's see. So normally Wednesdays, I have the day off from work, mainly to set up the stream and do all kinds of other things around the home. And so I saw, hey, the Indians have a day game. It's at 1 o'clock. I've got my subscription to the Major League Baseball.com thing. I figure I'll set up the show early, get it all set up and ready to go. I'll have an early lunch, get all my stuff done around the home that needs to get done, and I will go enjoy the day. It is a gorgeous day outside here in Charlotte, North Carolina. It had to have been like in the mid 70s, sun's out, a light breeze, beautiful, gorgeous day outside. So I get everything done, crack open a nice little beer of the Hopium IPA. That's what we're drinking today from Foothills Brewery. And so I thought I'd do some day drinking, go outside to the balcony, smoke some cigarettes, and be on my laptop and have some fun on there with my Magic the Gathering and stuff while listening to the baseball game and chill out outside. But then my allergies went, no, fuck you. You're not going to do that. Stepped outside, and a half hour later, congested as hell, sneezing like mad, and so I'm relegated back to the indoors while I sit inside looking outside to what is a simply beautiful day. Yeah, so this is the life of a nerd, I guess. I don't know. So, oh well, that's my day. But I'm not pissed off because the Indians won and the WCW Triple Crown champion Johnny Gargano threw out the first pitch of the game. Did you guys see the image on the Twitters about that, where they misplaced Johnny Gargano as the WCW Triple Crown champion? That was magnificent, by the way. So, anyway, on the show today, going to be reviewing tepid episodes of Raw and Smackdown, in my opinion, because Raw was first off going from Des Moines, Iowa, and then SmackDown Live coming out of Omaha, Nebraska. If you have any kind of recollection or memory about television shows that the WWE does from these locations deep in the Midwest, you know they are going to be very meh. And both of these shows were very meh. Until we got a segment on both of these shows that everyone was talking about. And we'll just go ahead and say it right now. The stalwart of the Milk Carton has finally been released from captivity. He has been found. The stalwart of the Milk Carton has been found. And been a long time coming. So, going to review very tepid episodes of Raw and SmackDown. A very light week of news coming down the pipes. A very light week of headlines. Also, updates to the Milk Carton. There are new people on the Milk Carton, the WWE Milk Carton. Very interesting names. 2 of them on there, but not the third. You'll get what I mean by that later. And then finally, Doug, why do you have the WrestleMania 36 logo behind you? Well, as I said last week, And as I've always been saying when it comes to the WWE headquarters and WrestleMania, at WrestleMania headquarters at their creative writing junket, the room that they do it, they have a humongous whiteboard where they have, no, seriously, have already planned out WrestleMania. They have in the books what they plan on doing for WrestleMania. I tried doing this myself with the whiteboard, but you can kind of see it's kind of blank. The WrestleMania whiteboard that I have is kind of blank because we are going to attempt to book WrestleMania 36 today, haphazardly. And maybe not specifically book WrestleMania 36, but ask a lot of questions about what our plans should be. And when I mean our, I mean us fantasy bookers. We're wrestling fans. Okay, first off, pro wrestling fans everywhere, we always fantasy book, and it's always fun. Okay? Go ahead and poo-poo it all you want. It doesn't matter. We all do it. We all talk about what we would like to see and what we wouldn't like to see and what we think is stupid and what we think is great. Well, that's what we're doing today. We are going to attempt to book WrestleMania 36 using one of the key bullet points to Fantasy Booking 101 that I gave to you earlier in the year when the beautiful Mike Tedesco was a co-host, using one of the big bullet points on there. So, it's going to be an interesting chat in the chat room when it comes to that. Okay, so brace yourselves for that. Again, we are drinking the Hopium IPA out of Foothills Brewery out of Greensboro, North Carolina. It is where's your ABV? Because that's always important. It's a very slim 6 1/4 ABV. Hi, Jamel. Hi, Goose, I guess. It's April the 24th, 2019, and we are booking next year's WrestleMania. But anyway, we've got our sources. They're nice and fresh. So let's go ahead and get the show going right out of the gates, okay? Once again, Raw being out of Des Moines, Iowa, SmackDown Live out of Omaha, Nebraska. Get ready for some meh.
It's on Raw. What's going up on the Raw? I don't know what's happening on the Raw.
First off, before we tap into the Raw, and I got to adjust my little green screen thingy there. All right. First off, so WWE decided, you know what, that whole superstar shakeup thing, well, we kind of fucked up on some things, so we're just going to go ahead and fix it a little bit here. We want to let you know, breaking news Monday before the airing of Monday Night Raw, that, you know what, we didn't mean to send Andrade and Zelena Vega to Raw. Instead, we're going to ship them back to SmackDown. And also, we're going to ship Aleister Black to SmackDown. But we're going to leave Ricochet behind on Raw. We screwed up. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and also, Samoa Joe is a member of Monday Night Raw. We just didn't tell you because he was sick. But we could have told you on the show anyway that he was part of the show. So, yeah. Andrade and Vega were moved to SmackDown Live because, according to a report by PW Insider, Fox requested more Latino stars on the brand. So, 2. They didn't want to send Lucha House Party with him also, nor Rey Mysterio as well. But I'm sure one big reason they sent him to SmackDown is, you know, the nice lady friend that he's seen. I'm sure. But again, that's none of my business, you know, just putting that out there. And also, Aleister Black, I'm sure, was moved to SmackDown because if Andrade was going to SmackDown because his lady friend was there, Zelena goes with Andrade because of storylines. And so who else would be with them but Aleister Black? Because he has friendly relations with Zelena Vega. So, yeah, that's that. Also, oh yeah, that's why the Viking experience, Viking Raiders, that's why they're on Raw because of yeah, Sarah Logan. That's why they're there also. So yeah, learning new things every day about yeah, superstar shakeup. We screwed up. We didn't mean to break up people from their loved ones. Sorry. Should Jesus Christ. Really, guys? Come on. All right. Anyway, superstar shakeup. New era beginning. First, Raw. Post superstar shakeup. Meh. Very meh. Okay. First off, Triple H's music hits. He comes out and brings out, Seth Rollins to congratulate him on winning things, and says that, yeah, welcome home. You're home. Welcome home. And he says that you need to find out who your next opponent's going to be. How are we going to figure that out? We're going to have 2 triple threat matches. The winners of those 2 matches go against each other, and that's who your opponent's going to be at Money in the Bank. So, hey, Shane. Hello, Shane, in the chat room. So, yeah, that's what we're going to have. Oh, boy. But it's not just the announcing of the 2 triple threat matches and everything that had me meh. It's then through the course of this segment, every participant of these 2 triple threat matches came out and said words. And it was so, oh my God, they were reading from scripts purely. Everyone involved in this segment, everybody, was just horrible in their delivery, horrible in everything. And immediately I could just feel that this show was going to be not a bad one, but a kind of heavy-headed one. You know, it was bad. It was really, really bad. Everyone came out. God, let me see. Samoa Joe, Drew McIntyre, The Miz, Rey Mysterio, uh, Karen Barban, and AJ Styles. They all came out to this thing. Yeah, it was really bad. Mike even saying a typical paint by numbers opener to establish a bunch of challengers. The Des Moines crowd was red hot. Sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Well, Seth Rollins. Yeah, that's fine. So we started off with the first triple threat match of Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio versus AJ Styles. We can definitely see. Hello, Quentin. Hello, Quentin in the chat room. Howdy, howdy. Samoa Joe, Rey Mysterio, AJ Styles. Kind of a fun little triple threat going on here. Yeah, Rey Mysterio had some nice, nifty moves with AJ here. Yeah, I can't really describe that. You're gonna have to just see it in the GIF on the YouTubes. But again, when you look at what the match constructed, did you really think it was going to be anyone other than AJ Styles that was going to win this? No, not necessarily. So yeah, here we go. Good old typical Tower of Doom spot with Samoa Joe flipping off both AJ and Rey Mysterio from the top rope. You're a winner via Styles following up with a power bomb onto Samoa Joe. Styles then hits Mysterio with the Styles Clash onto Joe before pinning Joe for the win. Here he goes. Nope. Yep, Rey Mysterio gets power bombed onto Samoa Joe. Then Styles clashed onto Samoa Joe. And then he goes, that's how he wins the thing. A nice little fun, really fun triple threat match, and it actually being worth something. There have been times where they've done these multi-man clusterfuck matches and it be just to have people on TV. It never really serving a purpose. But this one served a purpose, showing off all 3 of them. Pretty good match. Yes. Then we see also today, Becky Lynch will be taking on Alicia Fox in a non-title match. They found Alicia Fox. She finally got a flight off of her island with their boyfriend and having drunken, happy, fun times. And now she's going to be working. Oh. The Iconics make their entrance and they make fun of people as they usually do. The Iconics wonder who has Naomi's back now that Bayley is on SmackDown Live. They say the Iconics say they are the future. Well, out comes Naomi. She's having a match with Billie Kay, and Peyton Royce is on the ringside. Very quick little sunset flip win for Naomi on Billie Kay. Billie Kay and Peyton Royce losing is some of the greatest. I love it when they pout. These two are fantastic. For anyone inside this organization or outside the organization that doesn't like it that these two got the belts, the women's tag belts, need to shut up. Okay? This is way better than any Bayley Sasha Banks tag title run. Okay? This is way, way better. Okay? If you catch the backstage segments that CJ is bringing up in the chat, go and check them out on the WWE.com. They are hilarious. They are absolutely hilarious. I don't know what it is, how, on camera, during the regular show, the Iconics, they kind of seem, I don't want to say too scripted or too produced. You may not be able to follow them in their antics, but they seem to be so much better when they're interacting with an announcer, interacting with an interviewer, interacting with someone else. They are just so much better like that. And I'm right now investing in getting a soundboard for this show, with the very first sounder being Billie Kay yelling, "You've got to be joking me," because it's so hilarious to hear. Okay. But anyway, Naomi with the win. Yes, Billie Kay is bad, but that's okay. She's supposed to be funny and bad. Creepy doll promo hits. Yeah, we got that. Next up is our second triple threat match. The Miz versus Karen Barban versus Drew McIntyre. Again, a nice little fun back and forth with a stupid Tower of Doom spot. Yeah. But your winner being Karen Barban after pushing Drew McIntyre out of the ring after McIntyre nailed The Miz with the Claymore dropkick thingy. Karen Barban will be facing AJ Styles for a chance at the Universal title and Money in the Bank. We know pretty much what's going to happen, right? Yep, we know that we're just going to get AJ Styles. But again, a pretty fun triple threat match to check out. Absolutely encourage you to check it out. Sami Zayn makes his entrance, then we go to a commercial break. And Sami Zayn's going to be out in the ring, telling all of the fans off and telling them they can go to hell. So there you go. Yeah, that's enough of that segment. We got a highlight package of Cedric Alexander, because he is now a member of Monday Night Raw, coming out of 205 Live. Why? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. He's going to be facing Cesaro. Cesaro? Yes, Cesaro. He has been shipped from SmackDown to Raw. What about Sheamus? Nowhere to be found. It is just Cesaro. However, his entrance is the same as the bars, which is the mishmash of the Cesaro and Sheamus music. Interesting. Very, very interesting. But, yep, Cedric Alexander versus Cesaro. Cedric Alexander. We're just going to call him Sid. Wait, we can't call him Sid. There's only one Sid, and he is nothing like Sid. No. Cedric Alexander versus Cesaro. Kind of, again, a nice little fun match with between these two. And I was really surprised, because I was really anticipating for this to be just a Cedric Alexander spot fest, and Cesaro being kind of a taller guy, I want to say not more of a heavyweight, but he is someone who can pull off the moves that the cruiserweights can do. Okay? Turned out to be a pretty hard-hitting, heavy-hitting match. Cesaro getting the win with the Shoryuken from Cedric Alexander jumping off of the top ropes. And that's how Cesaro would win. And Alexander was a bump factory during this match, but still, nice little fun match for us to get introduced to these two being on Monday Night Raw. Charlie Caruso is backstage with the Usos. The Usos talk about how great they are, but then the Revival comes up. They talk about how great they are. They put the Usos to sleep. Uso says that Uso penitentiary, yada, yada, yada. Andrew saying heard someone got a concussion the same time Big E got hurt in the same match, but was saving that for the injury list segment. I haven't heard anything about that just yet. Commercial break. Lucha House Party versus the Viking Raiders. Not the Viking Experience, but the Viking Raiders. Yes, good job. That sounds like a much better name than the Viking Experience. Yes, that sounds much better than an amusement park ride. Yes, it is better than the War Raiders. Is it better than my suggestion? Who am I to make any judgments? I don't run the damn company. So, yeah, Viking Raiders. Though I do think Jamel putting it there, I do agree, Jamel. I think my name was better than Dreadnoughts. The Dreadnought. Well, I was thinking of it being singular, the Dreadnought. But even plural sounds good too. And would look great on a shirt. Just having the announcer say the word, but it sounds so menacing. But who am I? Who am I to say? So, Viking Raiders versus Lucha House Party. It's just the Viking Raiders of Eric and Ivar just punishing them. Yep, just showing off what the Viking people can do. Nothing wrong with that. Doing what AOP did. So yeah, Jim Jones, the name is so metal. Well, that's kind of why it's metal. Dreadnoughts, But if you want to call it the Viking Raiders, yeah, okay. Maybe if I do it with the same guttural tone, the Viking Raiders. Well, that's still okay. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, Becky Lynch making her entrance to face off against Alicia Fox. First off, Becky Lynch gets in the ring, brags about again how she has the 2 belts and how she's going to beat Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans comes out, talks about how she's going to beat her, yada, 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 yada. And then Alicia Fox comes out to make her entrance. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. This was bad. Really, really bad. I don't know if we have the gif of it in here. No, we don't. Of an incredibly, horribly botched head scissor takedown that nearly spiked Becky Lynch on her head by Alicia Fox. This was really, really bad. Do not be surprised if within the next 2 weeks Alicia Fox is released. She had not been on television for well over 2 months. She was not at WrestleMania. No. She may be gone here within the next 2 or 3 weeks. That was bad. It was just really, really bad. Almost Ken Anderson bad, in my opinion. Winner by submission was Becky Lynch. But then Lacey Evans comes in and gives her the woman's right that she is now selling. Even though she didn't sell it the first time it was dished out to her. I don't know why we're selling it so hard now. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm going to read Mike's tweet here. The Becky Lynch character is feeling a little flat to me. The in-ring promo before the dead match against Alicia Fox just didn't get me excited. I started feeling this way, and it's showing more and more, but I think she peaked about a month before WrestleMania. We'll have a lot of thoughts about that coming up in the WrestleMania booking for next year. So, yeah, bye-bye, Alicia. You are not going to be missed at all. You can go back to that island. Okay, go back to the island. Ricochet is making his entrance, and he will be facing Robert Roode. Not Bobby Roode, but Robert Roode, who is now He has said in an interview before going out to the match, he has dropped the dead weight of Chad Gable, who is on SmackDown now. Chad Gable on SmackDown. And also Robert Roode sporting a fantastic mustache now. He is everything now that he wanted to be like Rick Rude. Okay? He is Rick Rude now, but he's Robert. And he's not R-U-D-E, but R-O-O-D-E. So, Robert Roode sporting everything that Rick Rude would be. Coming out to the ring. Having a match with the two. And I was incredibly shocked with this match. In that, for one, I mean, it was really good back and forth between the two because we've already been introduced to Ricochet. We know what he can do. He's been on the main roster now for nearly, we're looking at 2 full months now of every Monday and Tuesday being on main WWE programming. And here he is having a match against Rude, someone who he's had matches in the ring with he's had about 5 matches in the ring with on television. Hey, Grash. This was a very, very good match. I'm going to put it that way. A way to reintroduce us to who Robert Roode is. And he ended up going over clean. Rude, moving out of the way from the Ricochet 630, sends him face first into the middle turnbuckle before seriously spiking him with his glorious DDT. Look at that stash. That is some fantastic stuff right there. So, this was great. This was great reintroduction, a repackaging of Rude, and also showing that, we're done showing off Ricochet. Okay, you know what he can do. You know what he can do now. All right. This is what everyone is talking about. The 1.5 minute long vignette called the Firefly Funhouse. And Bray Wyatt appears dressed up like Mr. Rogers, doing some scary. They did really some scary filters on this screen, doing like some 80s style, analog filtering on it. Only 2 different camera angles, introducing us to Mercy the Buzzard, and I'm trying to remember what the witch's name was. I can't remember what the witch's name was, but the doll. And Wyatt says that everyone will love the new characters. He used to be a bad man, and he's been barbarically punished for his wrongdoings. But however, he does keep a reminder, so not even in his weakest moments will he turn into that loser Bray Wyatt again. And so he took out a chainsaw and cut out the cardboard cutout of the old Bray Wyatt. And Wyatt says he'll light the way if you let him in. Oh, Abby. Okay, it was Abby the Witch. Okay. I gotta tell you, this is fantastic. This is fantastic stuff right here. But we are kind of returning to the Bray Wyatt character of old. And what I mean by the Bray Wyatt character of old is that he's an attraction character. He is a special attraction. He is not going to be having a title in any time. He is not going to be having some kind of deep psychological program with anybody. He is just going to be him, doing his thing on the show. Okay? Now, we don't know if he's going to be on Raw or SmackDown yet. The main roster has him on Raw. But this vignette was aired on both Raw and SmackDown, just so you know, you'll be entertained and you know that he's coming back. This is very interesting. So no more Seth versus Bray, asks Jason. No, it can still happen. It's a program to look forward to. Jamel saying it was legit skin crawling. Yeah. This was like awkward. Okay. And kind of look at this set that he's on in this vignette. I mean, there's like a random sombrero hanging on the wall. There's a picture of the doll right there. Oh, man. An old style TV in the cabinetry. I mean, this was creepy, okay? But you would not have had this if we had not had 7 years practically of the Bray Wyatt character. Okay, keep in mind, the Bray Wyatt character, I believe, was introduced after WrestleMania 28. Okay, so we're looking at close to 7 years of the original Bray Wyatt character. And this cat himself has been with the WWE as a project for well over 10 or 11 years. I mean, it's amazing to think that this guy right now is making himself over into this entity. Okay. I remember a while back when we were first introduced to the Bray Wyatt character on main WWE programming back after WrestleMania 28, and after seeing the vignettes with him and the Wyatt family, how he is seriously one of the best method actors on the roster. I mean, you give him a character, he's going to act that character. He's a fantastic method actor. He is as close to Mick Foley as this roster is going to get. Because Mick Foley was the epitome of method actor on a roster of professional wrestlers. And I believe that's what we are getting again with Bray Wyatt and this character here. Okay? Who knows what's going to happen? What they're going to have him be doing. I really think he's, again, just a special attraction character. There's not going to be any deep programs or anything like that. There's nothing involving belts is the big thing. His character has never been about belts. It's always been just about messing with people's heads. Okay? So, yeah. I'm really, really looking forward to how much more they're changing this character. What is his entrance going to be like? Is he still going to have the same theme music, the same lights out, and him carrying a lantern and everyone putting their phones out? I don't think so. This is going to be completely different. He could have a theme song a la Blues Clues, a la Mr. Rogers. Can you imagine him coming out to like a Mr. Rogers where it's like a toy piano playing? Ooh, man. Creepy, creepy stuff. A cartoony version of his old theme, it could definitely be. A cartoony, like on a toy, out of tune piano, but it being that bass line that do 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 do. You know, absolutely. And then a banjo playing instead of an electric guitar. This could go places. This could really go places. Jason has. I kind of don't want him and Braun to cross. It'll happen. It'll happen. Sorry. Finally. Oh yeah. And Alexa Bliss is going to have a Mona Bliss segment next week on Raw about Money in the Bank. AJ Styles versus Karen Barban in their match. Do I really need to go over this match? Not at all, because AJ Styles won it. We knew that he would. He will be facing Seth Rollins for the Universal title at Money in the Bank. A darker version of Blue's Clues? Yeah, kind of. Not going to lie, the Lake of Reincarnation is hella potent. Yeah, it sure is, CJ. Sure is. Mikey saying overall it was a decent episode of Raw. It started off hot, and then, I'll be honest, like, to me it was a meh episode of Raw just because the segment was so paint by numbers that it kind of dulled me to the triple threat matches. And then the Alicia Fox Becky Lynch match. Oh my God. I really wanted to just shut it off and not watch the rest of the show after watching that. But then the Bray Wyatt and the Firefly Funhouse got me reinterested. So, yeah, there you go. What did the polls say on the Raw episode? 58% thumbs up. This is, I think, the second week in a row that Raw has gotten a positive rating. I don't think that's happened in a very, very long time. Jamel asking, any chance we get a crossover with his old friend Woken Matt Hardy? No, that ain't happening. Hardys are on another show. So that's why I don't think we're going to see Bray Wyatt on SmackDown. Bray Wyatt's probably going to be sticking to Raw. It's my opinion. But the reason I also say that this was a meh show for Monday Night Raw this week is I never talk about ratings. I could go over why the Nielsen ratings are inept. They are victims of sample bias. Don't believe it. But I want to bring it up only for this episode. In that, not saying that there was a big drop in ratings for the entire show. That's not the point. The point of this is I want to show you the humongous discrepancy in the ratings per hour. Okay? Hourly breakdowns and demographics for this week's episode of Raw. Hour 1, it was at 2.68. That's down from 2.76 million. Oh, that's nothing. Hour 2 down to it is 2.29 or a 2.3. That's down from 2.69 from last year. But finally, the big one. Hour 3 of Raw, it was a 2.15, and that's in comparison to last year's of 2.55. But here's the deal about the ratings by hour with this episode of Raw. You lost nearly 500,000 viewers between the first hour and the third hour. Understand that. Between hour 1 and hour 3, you lost 500,000 viewers. That's according to Nielsen. That's according to their sample bias. That's kind of rough. When you're comparing this to last year where you only lost what looks like only 150,000 viewers. That's kind of rough. Something's happening here. Yeah. And I don't really want to place emphasis on the ratings. This is the first and last time you're going to see me mention them, to tell you the truth. Okay. However, 500,000 viewers lost during that time span? This is from last week. Oh, the Superstar Shakeup. This is from last week. Okay, I'm sorry. 2.68 from 2.676 of last week. 2.3 down from 2.7 from last week. 2.15 down from 2.55 of last week. Still, and I understand, last week that was the Superstar Shakeup. I really wonder if this is a regular thing. Okay, so I'll tell you what. We will look at these numbers again next week. I want to see if this is a regular thing. To where 500,000 lost, is he hearing 500,000 lost in between hour 1 and hour 3? I don't know. We'll see. And I think it's really a lot dependent on where the location of the show is. Honestly. But, we'll see. I just thought this was really interesting to look at. So, that was Raw. Take a sip of your sources. Because now it's time to talk about a blue show. A blue show that was also kind of meh, but thoroughly predictable. As if I didn't call that we were going to be getting this last week. But by God damn it, it happened. On to the blue show from beautiful, sunny, maybe, Omaha, Nebraska. Starting off the show with Shane McMahon. He talks, call me the best in the world. Yeah. He's got beef with Roman Reigns because he punched his dad and because, there's no one worse than someone who punches someone else's father. Oh, man. So, he calls out Roman Reigns. Bird. Out comes Roman Reigns. They stand there with mics in hand. Roman Reigns tosses away his mic. Shane tosses his mic. And they are about to go at it until Elias jumps Roman Reigns from behind. Elias and Shane beat him down. Leave him a heap in the ring. There you go. Elias and Shane are backstage celebrating and stuff. Yeah, that's really fun. We got clips of how Kevin Owens has joined the New Day, being an honorary member. And they're backstage. Kofi's backstage, asks about his match with Nakamura. Xavier Woods jumps out and says some happy things. Kevin Owens jumps out and says some happy things. And there you go. So, he's got a match against Shinsuke Nakamura later on tonight. Backstage, Zelena, Vega, says that Finn Balor tried to escape from Andrade at the Superstar Shakeup, but there's no escaping him this time around because Andrade says he wants more than just the Intercontinental title. He wants to destroy the myth of Finn Balor. So Andrade and Zelena Vega in tow versus Finn Balor again, but this time on the Blue Show. Another very, very good match with these two, but this time Finn Balor getting the upper hand. There's a Andrade again, just time and time again, showing us he is right now the best performer on the show. He's the best performer on both brands. He'll make anything look good as long as he is not in a tag team match. And I'm not sure if we have ever seen him in a tag team match. Seems to have always been in singles matches or multi-man clusterfucks. This guy is not meant to be in tag teams, and I think if he was put in a tag team, it would show that that's his weakness. Yeah. So, is that a good thing? I don't know if there's really any faults in that. Don't think that really matters. The only way that can hurt is that when the WWE and creative want to let you know that people are on the roster and let you know that there's a program going on, if they're lazy and can't put something together, you throw two programs together in a tag team match and there you go. It's a paint by numbers thing that they've always done. And so for them to do that with Andrade sometime, I don't know. That's going to seem a little weird. Yeah, I don't know. So, Finn Balor getting the win there. Elias is backstage playing the guitar, sings a song about SmackDown being his, sings about how Roman and how he should face him one-on-one at Money in the Bank. So that's a match we're going to have. We are going to have Roman Reigns versus Elias at Money in the Bank. Jamel also saying, also remember the Joe Andrade versus Mysterio Ali match from a few months back. Yep, match of the year. Yes. Yes, it was. I guess that was that was their tag match. That's right. Jason Dayton, don't stick him with Rusev. No, that ain't gonna happen. Kairi Sane is getting her first singles match on the Blue Show, going up against Peyton Royce with Billie Kay in tow. Kairi has got Paige and Asuka in her corner. Very nice little short wham bam thank you man match. Sane hitting that insane elbow is always a beauty to see. And then after this match, after Kairi gets the pin on Royce, Mandy Rose's music hits, and her and Sonya Deville just walk through the curtain and are just sarcastically applauding Paige and Asuka and Sane as they walk up the ramp. Yeah. This was good. This is good stuff right here. Yeah. I'm digging this. It's really amazing here after we kind of go through what happened on the Blue Show, how there's so much more after the shakeup going on with the women on SmackDown than there are with the women on Raw. And it might be just because the women were not shown that much on Raw on a 3-hour show. Think about that. Okay? All that we showcased on Raw was Naomi, the Iconics, Becky Lynch, Alicia Fox, and Lacey Evans. Okay? Showcased them. Tonight's SmackDown, we showcased the Iconics. We showcased Kairi Sane. We've got Asuka in the background to let you know that she's still there. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville to let you know that they're still there. And then later on in the show, we're going to have Becky Lynch showing up along with Charlotte and Bayley. 9 women were on television on SmackDown in a 2-hour span compared to the 6 that were on a 3-hour span on Raw. Yeah. Get that. Try to figure this one out. Okay? Jinder Mahal's music hits, and he's coming to the ring because he's a part of SmackDown. We don't know when this happened, but apparently it did. Jamal and the Singh brothers are heading down the ramp to have a match. But before we do that, we come back from a commercial, and Aleister Black is sitting in a very, very dark room, asks if they know who he is or what he is, because the name and persona are not the same thing. Aleister says that he can't explain the complexity of his tragic character, and he's sure that the world that we grew up in would have him condemned. You know, after seeing that, in my mind, I was just thinking of someone just saying like, "Oh, just admit that you stole a candy bar when you were 6 years old, and now suddenly you're this brooding character and you have a demon on your shoulder or something." You know, god dang. You know, Aleister Black right now reminds me of every kid that wore Jenkos and loved Hot Topic in the late 90s. Okay? Seriously, like, I'm really not digging it now. Now that he's explaining who he is. I don't know. But we'll see. I don't know. Chad Gable walking out to have a match with Jinder Mahal. Chad Gable's walking down the ramp, but then suddenly Lars Sullivan punks him from behind with a massive clothesline to the back of the head. Oh, he throws Gable into the ring post. He gets in the ring, goes after Mahal. He's able to get out of the ring, but not the Singh brothers. Lars has his way with them, power bombing them to hell. Jamel saying he's Lego Batman without the charm or humor. No, that's a great description. Yes. Batman, dark, black, my parents are dead, coffee. No, he absolutely is. He absolutely is. After Lars beat up the Singh brothers, R-Truth comes out. He wants to get himself some more of Lars Sullivan. So he comes out to the ring and gets himself some more of Lars Sullivan, and he gets dropped with a power bomb. If you've noticed here right now, Lars' finisher right now, the freak accident is part of his setup. Okay, it can be way too confused with the rock bottom. It can be confused with the spine buster. So that's not going to be his finisher. It's looking like this running power bomb that he has is what's going to be the finisher, and there is nothing wrong with that. He delivers a fantastic seated power bomb. So, can it be confused with the end of days? Well, no, not really, but it's more confused with the rock bottom and a spine buster. It's not. No one can really tell the difference. We'll be honest. Be honest. No one can tell the difference. Kind of like it. So, R-Truth getting his against Lars Sullivan. Roman Reigns is backstage, and Kayla asks him about the challenge. Yeah, Roman accepts it. There you go. Becky Lynch comes out to the ring to say, well, first, Charlotte Flair comes out to the ring and says that I wasn't the one who got pinned. How it's unfair that I lost my title. Becky Lynch comes out reminding her of what the rules are for an winner-take-all match at WrestleMania. And then Becky Lynch saying, like, why is it always you that's coming out here? Why can't I have people like, Mickey James or Bayley or Ember Moon? It's always you that has to step in front. And then after that, Bayley comes out, says the shakeup's supposed to be about fresh starts, but all she sees is a rerun. She says she can count the amount of times Becky has beat her, and that is 0. Charlotte tells Bayley to get in the back of the line because it's still her show. Bayley tells Flair to earn a title shot. So she challenges Charlotte to a match. And here we go. Bayley versus Charlotte Flair. The winner gets a future title opportunity with the SmackDown Women's title. This was actually a very good match, I thought. Very good back and forth, working on legs. Like there was a leg scare with Flair. You had the working on the leg on Bayley. Good stuff between both of them. But in the end, Charlotte Flair getting the win with the spear on Bayley. Kayla asks Becky why she's accepting another match at Money in the Bank. Lynch says that she'll get Lacey to tap out quickly and then she'll defeat Flair. She's betting on herself at Money in the Bank. She'll defend both of her titles. And at the end, she's still going to be Becky two belts. Yeah. So, yeah. Yes, that's what we got. Firefly Funhouse segment re-aired on SmackDown Live. That was fun. Kofi Kingston with Xavier Woods and Kevin Owens in tow versus Shinsuke Nakamura with Rusev and Lana in tow. Again, nice little fun match, but nothing to really jump up and down about in this one because the news is where Kevin Owens jumped into the ring after a big old fracas and brouhaha was happening with everyone getting involved. Kevin Owens gets in the ring and super kicks Kofi Kingston in the face, thus solidifying the program that I said you should be looking forward to very soon in the future. Last week, you knew damn well it was going to happen. It was going to happen this soon, and that is Kingston versus Owens. That's the match we're going to get at Money in the Bank. There you go. So, yeah, that's kind of why I'm not really floating around on this match, because it was really predictable. Predictable. Show was predictable. What did you think of SmackDown on the Blue Show? I'm giving it a thumbs down because I thought it was predictable. That's what I think. No thumbs in the middle. What does everyone else think? What say you? Well, I am not 3/4 of the people that voted because 75% gave this show a thumbs up. And of course, as is tradition, SmackDown Live always gets a positive review because nobody watches SmackDown. So there you go. Take another sip of the sources. Excuse me. Sorry with the audio version. You don't like the silence. We get to refill the sources. They are very delicious sources. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, that was so close to spilling. So close to spilling. And this is one of my favorite glasses, by the way. I love these. I love these sifter glasses. I like peculiar glasses, to tell you the truth. Okay. That's enough of the red show and the blue show. Now, time to talk about some news. Some interesting news. Worthwhile news. We first got to start on the Jacksonville front. Finally, we get it. Dustin Rhodes, Goldust, issued his farewell statements to the WWE on social media earlier this week on Sunday. Nice little video here from his Twitter account where he says goodbye. I would play this, but I can't because apparently a long time ago he blocked me on Twitter. I'll tell you right now, there are only 3 performers who have blocked me on Twitter. Seriously. I only have 3 performers that have blocked me on Twitter. Hulk Hogan. I've never said anything bad about him. I don't know how. I don't know how I got blocked by him. Dustin Rhodes or Goldust. I don't know why. I think it was probably because I was making fun of his book or something. I don't know. You know? But the third one also is I've been blocked by Rosita. Zelena Vega. Yeah. I got blocked by her when she was in TNA. Now that one I can kind of understand, you know, but Jesus, I mean, we got older, you know? You're with a better company. You're a little more mature now. You were only, I think, 22 years old at that time, Rosita. But those are the only 3 that have blocked me. I've said worse stuff about others that still let me follow them. Okay? Anyone from TNA, I kind of had it coming, says Jamel. Well, yeah. No, it's true. You know, I kind of had it coming. But a lot of them, it's amazing that, you know, when you're on the Twitter, it just depends on how you word things. If you want to poke the bear, you know, a lot of them usually get it. Like R-Truth gets it. Mick Foley gets it. Sting gets it. Other replies that I've gotten replies from like Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Lance Storm, gosh. But right now, my fun one right now is R-Truth. Ron Killings is a great guy. Okay, and he totally gets it. So, yeah. Was Hulk at TNA when you got blocked? Probably. I don't know. But Dustin Rhodes issuing out, actually, I can actually read his statement if I could. But man, Dustin, the font color, the size, and man, I don't know if I can read this. All I know is he put out his statement. He's no longer doing the Goldust character, and he's done with the WWE. Totally believe him. He's done. So that means you're just gonna, kind of nurse your wounds and chill out a little bit, right? I mean, wrote out your contract. Your knees have got to be killing you. You came back from cleanup surgery with your knees. I mean, I can't imagine that you would want to be doing anything. Oh, there's a former WWE star that's been revealed as Cody's opponent for AEW's Double or Nothing pay-per-view. Oh, but this was issued out Saturday. Oh, I wonder who this could be. Oh, it was on a video that they posted that AEW, the Jacksonville company, issued out on Saturday with Dustin Rhodes on it. The announcement for Dustin Rhodes to be Cody's opponent at the AEW event this Memorial Day weekend came out before Goldust's statement that he was leaving the WWE. I'm sure the Goldust had been gone from the WWE for a while. He just wanted to make a public announcement of it. But you didn't do a good enough job in trying to get ahead of the story. Yeah. Especially this video that you posted, Dustin, on your Twitter. That's on 4 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon. Yeah. I don't know. Right now, they can just have each other. They can have each other. Whatever. Should have told AEW to hold their horses. Well, kinda. That's kind of the professional thing to do, right? Kind of get your ducks in a row first. Dustin, you do your thing, then we'll do ours the next day. Oh, okay. More news on the other performers front. Ronda Rousey provided an update on her surgery as well as her plans with the WWE in the future. Her and her husband Travis Brown have released a video to provide an update on her hand surgery as well as what their plans are for the WWE in the future. Rousey underwent surgery last week and had 2 pins put into the knuckle of her pinky finger. Mentioned the injury occurred when she flipped over the table at WrestleMania. But Rousey also had this to say about her plans for the WWE. Quote, as for the WWE plans, we want to have a baby first. I don't know what it's like to have a baby. I could look down at this beautiful child and be like, fuck everything. I don't care about anything else other than this baby and you'll never see me again. Or I could be like my mom who trained while she was 8 months pregnant and won the US Open 6 weeks after giving birth. It was unbelievable. I don't think I'm going to try to aspire to her level. I'm just saying you never know. I don't want to make any promises about the future when I don't know how I'm going to feel about the future. So, this is what I'm gathering from this. All right. Rousey and her personal future, that's all her. Do what you want, God, no judgments, no worries, okay? You got yourself made, okay? You do you, okay? What do I think? She's wanting to have a child. Awesome. So that puts her birth January, February, something like that. Normally. She still could be in line to appear at WrestleMania. Yeah. Just putting that out there. Let the performers have their space. Yep. Let them do what they want, I mean, who are we to judge? Who are we to judge? Jamel saying, yes, Serena Williams played while she was Peppermint. Paige's mom wrestled while she was Peppermint. Yeah, all of them performed while they were Peppermint. Okay? Peppermint. I prefer, I kind of like saying that too. So what? Let her do what she wants. Okay? I don't see her wrestling while she's pregnant. I mean, come on now. Let's be a little honest here. However, let's also leave everything out in the open and not chastise what her decision making is. I know I sure as heck am not. So I'm looking at her coming back for WrestleMania times, is what I'm looking at. Eric Young made comments about his big move to Raw. This statement coming out last Friday. Took to Instagram on Thursday, actually, to comment on being moved from SmackDown to Raw. He says, "I have never been one of the chosen. My path has never been easy. History will show you I always end up on top. I have done it all and will do what I want, when I want, and it's time to show the world again." I can kind of get behind that. He's going to be doing a lot of house shows. He'll do a lot of dark matches. Here is what I am planning for Eric Young. Brace yourselves. So with SmackDown showcasing a lot more of the women, the tag team division with SmackDown, you really wouldn't know because the Hardy Boys weren't on TV this week. And also, they were on TV the week before, but in one of those stupid little handheld video things. Right now, SmackDown's tag team division has been non-existent for 2 weeks. SmackDown is showcasing women. That's what it's going to be. So what are we going to showcase on Raw? But we have to build up. We got to build it up a little bit. What we're going to showcase on Raw, little bit of tag teams. Since we got the Usos, we got the Viking Raiders brought in there. Bring up the tag team division a little bit. But we're also going to have our own little mini cruiserweight division. Think about it. Ricochet, Cedric Alexander, Eric Young. You've already got 3 right there that you could consider in the cruiserweight division. Other cruiserweights, Lucha House Party. Who else? Let me bring up the database here. I'm just going to throw out some names right here who would be around the cruiserweights for Raw. Okay, and I'm not saying that they're going to have a cruiserweight belt or anything. It's just that these guys will be going against each other a lot to showcase themselves for probably the next month and a half or 2 months until they are put into a bigger program. Okay. Leo Rush, EC3. He is a heavyweight, but he looks more like a cruiserweight. Let me see. What else? Just looking down my list of other people here. Already said Cedric Alexander. Let's see. You could put the Revival in there too, but no, they're more on the tag team line. Sami Zayn. Absolutely, Sami Zayn can be put in there. Yeah. I already said Ricochet. Cesaro could be put in there. I guess what I'm saying is that a lot of the matches that you're going to be seeing that are filler matches on Raw are no longer going to be those damn mixed match tag matches that we were bombarded with last year. It's going to be a lot of these one-on-one or tag team matches that are going to showcase guys that are paired together well physically. Okay? Your Robert Roode, Cesaro, Eric Young, Cedric Alexander, Ricochet, all of EC3, all of those that really could pair well in the ring to give you very good, entertaining matches. Why would they be having a match? Who knows? They're just having a match to have a match. But then later down the line, they'll pair them against an actual affordable heel or a viable champion, something like that. Okay? So prepare yourself for that. Okay? Prepare yourself for that. Fantasy bookers, unite. Oh, by the way, did you think Road Dogg was actually fired from being the head writer of SmackDown? Well, looks like they kind of boofed. It was previously reported by, who did the bullshit report? It was previously reported by PW Insider and F4W Online that Road Dogg Jesse James, or Brian James, had recently informed the company that he was resigning from his position as co-lead writer of SmackDown Live. That was the report. Well, it was originally being said that he had been frustrated for some time over an excessive amount of changes that was being made to the script of SmackDown Live. But now, according to a brand new report by the always accurate Mike Johnson, James will be taking an extended break and is still considered to be with the WWE. All involved are assessing the situation to see where he may fit in going forward. Excuse me. Also, as per the same report, James was not in Montreal that past week, 2 weeks ago for the TV tapings, and that Ryan Ward headed up the creative team at this past Tuesday's SmackDown Live taping, which included the responsibilities usually overseen by Mr. James. It is not known at this time how long James will be away from the company, with no timetable of when he plans to make a scheduled return. Okay. Jason gotta ask, is that a crack at this Johnson guy? Yes, it is. You will notice that I make a lot of cracks against a lot of these reports, especially when it's found that the reports are inaccurate, because their sources are not as good as mine. We have we can find some examples of how they've been wrong many times. Many, many, many times. Press release came out last week involving the WWE declaring their quarterly dividend. Issued a press release last Thursday declaring a quarterly dividend of 12 cents a share. This was stated by the WWE Board of Directors, declaring that the company's regular quarterly dividend of 12 cents a share for all Class A and B shares of common stock. The record date for the dividend will be June 14th of this year, and the payment date will be June 25th. Oh boy, you watch yourself. That's right, CJ mentioning that WWE, their stock hit $100 this week. Guys, you watch. This shit's going to get nuts, okay? This is going to get bonkers. Keep your eye on the quarterly reports for the WWE coming out this year. It's going to get nuts. They are going to make tons of money. Big, 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 big profits. What's going to come from it? More expanding. And also building up on their own infrastructure. With in this time period that we're going to be looking at, they have built up NXT UK. They are building up all over the globe when it comes to tryouts. So, yeah, this is big stuff right here. Keep an eye on this. Here we have a picture of the newest 3 people at the Performance Center. This is Shane Strickland, Humberto Garza, and Kushida. Made their entrances into the WWE Performance Center. Kushida, who we were introduced to in the beginnings of this show, Wrestleview Weekly on Twitch, where I would stream wrestling matches. I saw this guy for the first time. I thought it was pretty fun. Kushida is a 10-year veteran, multi-time champion in Japan, undefeated record in MMA, and time as one of New Japan Pro Wrestling's best competitors. Triple H described him as one of the biggest international stars in the world. Stefan Strickland is a rising star through the indie ranks, they say, having won titles in Evolve, CZW, and MLW. Strickland is described as having show-stealing potential with his hand-to-hand combat skills and arsenal of submissions picked up during his time in the Army Reserves. And Humberto Garza is the nephew of Hector Garza and cousin of NXT and 205 Live star Humberto Carrillo. He comes to the WWE with 11 years of experience under his belt. He's also the grandson of the luchador El Ninja. Humberto Garza is described as a high flyer and having spent time in AAA and The Crash in Mexico, as well as Noah in Japan. So prepare yourselves here. This is also interesting to see how these 3 are put through the ropes. Humberto Garza can absolutely see him being teamed up with Carrillo. He will be fantastic at 205 Live. Possibly put them into a tag team and have them come through the main roster within the next 2 or 3 years. Kushida, are we going to keep him on the back to the future shtick? I don't know. It'd be really interesting if they do. Stefan Strickland, that's the weird one. I'm not sure what we're gonna do with him. What kind of character we can make out of him. Do we put emphasis that he was in the Army of Reserves? That's gonna be kind of tough. We've got Bobby Lashley. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what they look like in NXT when they make their debuts, which will probably be happening here within the year. Within the year is what I could see. But right now, my eyes are on Garza. Right now, I think Garza has the highest upside to make it to the main roster the quickest. Why? I'm just thinking as a capitalistic scumfuck. SmackDown wants more Latino wrestlers. We need more Latino acts. And let's go ahead and just be honest here. How much work do we have to put in Kushida to have MTV ready than we have to with Strickland or Garza? So, yeah. Just saying. Just saying that's what mine, and that's what my sources tell me. That's what my sources are telling me, and they are usually they're good sources. Impact Wrestling star. Are there such thing as stars in Impact Wrestling? Gurzinder Singh requested his release from the company. Stars Gurzinder Singh and Desi Hit Squad member announced on his Twitter Wednesday that he was requesting his release from the company. Okay. Don't know who you are, but okay, sure. Why not? Let's see. CM Punk allegedly returned to wrestling under a mask at an independent show in Milwaukee. Okay. Yeah. I got nothing. All right, I really got nothing. Look, the guy, he was doing an autograph signing, and then he just put on a mask, didn't change his clothes at all, and just did a quick run in, and there you go. So yeah, look, it was just a fun show. Stop it. Okay, don't think that this is no. This is no. No, it isn't. It's not. It's not. He's not coming back, kids. He's not coming back. Just stop. No, we can't do this. We can't think about this. Hey, the WWE's heading to China to host the largest talent tryout done in that country in July. According to a press release by the WWE, this will be taking place on July 15th to the 18th. Okay. Look who's on the front here. Charlotte Flair and Dolph Ziggler. Leads you to wonder something here. What are we having old Dolphy Dolph doing here between now and July 15th? Sorry, I'm just putting it out there. You've got his picture up on there, WWE. What do you want me to think? Does this get Durf off the milk carton? No, not at all. But yeah, what does this make us think? I don't know. So there you go. Not much on the news front, I'll tell you. It was a very, very light news week. Also, no real updates on the injury front. None that's been confirmed or reported on. Though I'm sure there were many reports about concussions and stuff like that. But no, nothing confirmed or anything like that. However, I do want to question why we haven't seen Daniel Bryan yet. But it's been 2 weeks. And I would also like to think there are other performers that we have not seen in 2 weeks. That being, Heavy Machinery, Shelton Benjamin, Sasha Banks, Nikki Cross. Yeah. So, I mean, there are other people we have not seen other than Daniel Bryan. Supposedly, there are thoughts that Daniel Bryan is injured, but we aren't sure. The way I see it, I think he's just making sure that he is healthy to come back into the ring. Period. That's all. He's just taking time off. Sheamus, haven't seen him for 2 weeks. Don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on there. I mean, we haven't seen him for 2 weeks. Is that right? I think so. Yeah, that's right. We haven't seen him in 2 weeks. So, let's hold up. We can't do anything until something's happened. Okay, until we see any reports. Until then, your injury list goes as follows. Jason Jordan, neck injury. Just say that he's retired, please. Just end this now. Fandango had a torn labrum. He was supposed to have been back by February. We haven't seen him. I haven't seen any activity, so I don't know what's going on that front. Akam, cleanup knee surgery. He should be coming back sometime next month. That means he'll be paired up with that brick house Razar, who is at 335 pounds, looks like a freaking horse. And then they're going to come back, and who knows if they're going to be on SmackDown or Raw. You put them on Raw against the Viking Raiders. I don't know, but who knows? Tomato Chomper, neck surgery. He won't be back until December, and who knows if he will actually be back. Wanda Wowsy, broken hand, and for personal reasons, I'm having her come back for WrestleMania, is what I'm looking at. Big E, torn meniscus. He'll be back sometime around July, probably looking before SummerSlam is what we're looking at. And finally, Nia Jax, double ACL reparative surgery on both knees. She will not be back until the Royal Rumble. That's one. I want to say of the losses to the Raw women's roster, that's the big one. Not Ronda Rousey. That's the big one. But, as we always say with the injuries, what about the people who aren't injured? What about the people who are perfectly healthy? What about those people who have not been on television for at least, 3 weeks? We haven't seen them on a major television program or a pay-per-view for 3 weeks. Where are they? Well, they end up on the greatest list ever made. Yeah, I'm putting that out there. And it's the one segment that the WWE pays attention on this show. You know damn well it's right. You know it to be true. And that is the WWE Milk Carton.
Oh, making noises, I'm a milk carton. I don't know if this is my voice, but I'm trying real hard. Oh, who's on my back?
New people on the Milk Carton. Primo Cologne. He has not been on television since March the 26th. Not since we've seen him on episode of SmackDown where he was part of a triage, not a triage, but a group of people that was protecting The Miz and Shane McMahon from beating up each other. You know, we have not seen him since March 26th. Don't know what's going on with him. He's still a part of the roster as far as we're concerned. Razar. Have not seen him since February the 4th. Hasn't been since, I believe, a segment where he found that Apollo Crews really liked Kurt Angle, and he kind of made fun of him a little bit. They were supposed to apparently have a match or something like that, and we never really got to see it. So, don't know what happened there. Just going to kind of fly through here. I kind of have the order of the milk carton mixed up here, so let me rewind here a little bit. Let me go. Just got to change some things there. Yeah, pardon me, guys. Okay, so again, Primo Cologne, Razar, 335 Hoss. He's going to be showing up soon because A comes out with an injury. Eric Young. We just mentioned him, but he hasn't been on television since a 3-on-1 handicap match where him and all of Sanity faced The Miz for the Go Home episode, I believe. No, not the Go Home. Yeah, the Go Home episode of SmackDown leading into WrestleMania. So, he sent out something on the Instagram saying that he was going to come back to bring an end to this world or be on top of the world. Well, you got to get off the milk carton first, Eric. And also Killian Dane. With Eric Young being on Raw, he could end up on television a lot quicker than Killian Dane will. However, just like how Alexander Wolf is not on this, because Alexander Wolf has now been shipped over to NXT UK, the same may be happening with Killian Dane. Expect him to probably be shipped off to NXT UK as well as Nikki Cross. Oof, milk cartons? Yeah, they're milk cartons. That's what they are. This is the WWE Milk Carton. Get over yourself. The relay thing. Dolph Ziggler. Haven't seen him since the Royal Rumble on January 27th. He's too busy doing horrible interviews with people and working people to death and trying to do a stand-up career when I don't know what he's doing, really. Who knows? He's having some time off. Yeah, Durf. But apparently Durf's going to be in China to help people try out. I don't know. He's making plans. Yeah, he's heading off to China. So I guess that's what's happening there. And finally, we have a brand new stalwart of the Milk Carton. He has been there since Survivor Series, since November 18th, ever since the Raw vs. SmackDown Tag Team Elimination match. Epico Cologne. I really don't think we'll ever see this guy ever show up. I don't know. I mean, we saw Primo before we saw Epico. What's going on here? More to the point, there's a lot of other people we haven't seen that are perfectly healthy but have been touring, but we don't know. Like Sin Cara. How about that for a name you haven't heard in a long time? So, we may have to change this. Because I think Sin Cara is actually the brand new stalwart, but he had been injured. So what about No Way Jose? He was in the Battle Royal at the WrestleMania. That wasn't. It's still less than 3 weeks, guys. All right. So a lot of you I see are throwing out names of people who aren't on this thing, but it hasn't been 3 weeks yet. Well, brace yourselves. Next week, these are the names that were at WrestleMania but have not been on television. You ready? Here we go. Apollo Crews, Bo Dallas, Bork Laser, Curtis Axel, Daniel Bryan, Harper, who is still with the company, Heath Slater, Carl Anderson, Connor, Luke Gallows, Mickey James, Nikki Cross, No Way Jose, Otis, Rhino, Rowan, Sasha Banks, Shelton Benjamin, Tamina, Titus O'Neil, Tucker, Tyler Breeze, and Victor. I also should bring up those that have not appeared since the Raws and SmackDown after WrestleMania. Those that appeared on those shows but have not been on television since. Dana Brooke, Dean Ambrose, who is still with the company on the main roster page, and Mojo Rawley. Also from SmackDown, two big names. Sheamus, who apparently has a concussion, but we haven't heard anything. Sheamus and Randy Orton. If none of them show up next week, they are on the milk carton. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. We're looking at really, let me do my quick math here. That is 18. That is 27 performers. 27 performers. We're hearing that Dino should be gone by next Tuesday. Well, we'll see. He's got to be off the roster page. We'll see. So, but that's your milk carton. There's your milk carton. All the people that have been gone. All right. It's time to do this. All right. This is a very daunting task, but it's one that the WWE has already done. Very, very daunting task. They've already done it, and we are going to try to do it. It is time to book next year's WrestleMania. No, it's not the Superstar Shakeup. It's the stupid WrestleMania. Sorry, the graphic wasn't ready. It's been kind of a weird day, and I've been fighting congestion. Okay? So, yeah. Whatever. I'm allowed to screw up. Okay? Sip my sources just to keep on keeping on. Okay. Now. So, I had with me here, I have it upside down. Okay? I have my whiteboard with me for WrestleMania whiteboard, but then it's nearly blank. And the reason it's blank is because as I was about to book WrestleMania, I looked at the 4 bullet points that I made for Fantasy Booking 101. You can remember them. It's you got to remember everything. Remember the past. It's not about you. You're not booking for yourself. You're booking for everybody. Not just what you want, but what does everyone want. And another bullet point, booking for the long haul. You're booking for long programs. That's what you're booking for. But the number one bullet point that you've got to remember when we are booking this year's WrestleMania, and I almost totally forgot it, was you book the story. On that whiteboard, I'm sure, over at WWE headquarters, when they are putting together WrestleMania, they don't have specific matches right now. There are no certain matches. There are no title matches. There are no grudge matches. What they have are stories. They have it lined off. What story do they want to tell? And the story is specifically a performer. Whose performer story do we want to tell? This year's WrestleMania, we had the story of Seth Rollins, the story of Kofi Kingston, the story of The Miz. You had like other grudge matches, the story of Batista. You had the story of AJ Styles and Randy Orton, the little grudge match. But you had the story of the Demon. You had the story of Samoa Joe. Not really focusing on title matches per se, or the title match was really just thrown in there. It's just the stories that they had, the story of Seth Rollins, the story of Kofi, the story of The Miz. Those were very specific. Those were planned out, albeit a long time ago. They weren't forced onto us. Okay? They were in the tea leaves. All right? Seth Rollins was a good 9 months embedded in our skulls. Kofi Kingston started at Royal Rumble, and even a little bit before that. The Miz started all the way back in October. October is September, when they went to Saudi Arabia for Crown Jewel. So what stories or what performers are they going to center on for this year's WrestleMania? And more important, we need to answer some questions about the shows right now, the red show and the blue show. We need to answer questions about November, says CJ. Awesome. So we need to answer questions about what are the states of Raw and SmackDown, and can we deduce from that what the stories are going to be, the stories that are going to be at WrestleMania. I know it kind of sounds like, oh, Doug, you're just trying to get yourself out of this. Oh, you're just trying to make this as open as you can. No, this is where it begins. This is where the booking of WrestleMania begins. It's not to have a certain match. Okay? It's to tell the story of a certain performer. Watch every WrestleMania. And I guarantee you the last 2 or 3 main events tells the story. The Becky Lynch story started all the way back in November. Albeit it came out of nowhere, but they took advantage of it. So, what are we doing? We booked the story. So let's start off on Monday Night Raw. All right? Whose story are we telling? moreover to the point, who's the main character of Monday Night Raw right now? Well, a lot of these questions are going to be answered. But I think, first off, one story you're going to tell out of Monday Night Raw, and it's damned time to do it now. With the reset that you've done on Raw, you can do it now. That's the story of Braun Strowman. All right? It's about damn time to do it. The biggest reasons they really didn't do it is because they had Roman Reigns on Monday Night Raw. You had the major character. While this guy was gathering molten lava heat, you still were centered on Roman Reigns. Okay? He's gone now. He can be the centerpiece for SmackDown. Monday Night Raw right now, their centerpiece, they're still trying to figure it out right now. Is Seth Rollins going to be the centerpiece? Is AJ Styles going to be the centerpiece? We know Bray Wyatt's going to be the special attraction, but who's the centerpiece? Right now, this guy's story is going to get told at WrestleMania. Who would it be against? Who would Braun Strowman defeat at WrestleMania to win the big title, the big Raw Universal title? Who? Braun Strowman's on Raw. Lars Sullivan is on SmackDown, guys. Stop it. So, who is Braun Strowman going to defeat so that his story is clearly told? Albeit for a title or not. And I've got a feeling it's going to be for the title. And it's going to be by someone, oh God, when he does get the title, oh, it's going to be a fun show. Oh yeah. Yep. It's this guy. It's Drew McIntyre. This is another story that's going to be told. But they're going to be told simultaneously in their match. The rise of Drew McIntyre is going to happen on Monday Night Raw. Okay? Drew being such a, first off, a well-spoken heel right next to Samoa Joe. Okay? But Drew has more of an upside to him becoming the major heel of Monday Night Raw than Samoa Joe does. Why? How? Age. That's what it is. Drew can hold it down better, I think, for a build than Samoa Joe can. Samoa Joe is also a little too injury prone. Drew McIntyre solidified himself on the Monday Night Raw roster with matches and programs against Finn Balor, against Braun Strowman, against Seth Rollins, against everyone in the Shield, against Kurt Angle. He has been the showcase heel on Monday Night Raw since he appeared last year. I believe Drew is 33, and right now I think Samoa Joe is approaching 37 or 38. Probably getting to 40. So, Strowman is 35. Oh, well, yeah. But Drew becoming the major heel of Monday Night Raw is what you need to watch. And it's him and Braun Strowman that I would put at WrestleMania, with Drew being the champ. Drew getting the title off of Seth Rollins cleanly. Joe is 40. Okay. I see Drew going clean on Rollins. I see stuff happening there. Okay. The story of Seth Rollins has been nice, but we need to build bad guys in order to build some more good guys. Bork Laser is not there anymore. Yet. So, another story, and it's again going to happen, is another story of The Miz. Why? Because he has a TV show. This is going to seem forced, but this is also a really awkward time for The Miz. To see him as a babyface right now and not having Shane to lampoon off of is very awkward. So, don't be surprised if we get back to the quasi-heelish antics of The Miz. Okay? Not saying he's going to have the Miztourage again, albeit though they're on the same show. Could happen. You're going to see him revert a little bit. Okay? Because this whole him teaming with Shane McMahon seemed really weird in the first place. But the only reason you had him built up as a babyface was that so you could make his reality show look good to tune into after the show. Miz versus Triple H, CJ says, I don't know. Right now with The Miz, I don't know what I want to do with him. Do I want to maybe throw him into a triple threat with Braun and Drew? I could. I very well could. But right now, it's just, I don't know who I would pair The Miz up with right now. And if I do it for the U.S. title, it's going to be a throwaway match like the U.S. title match has always been. It has to be a grudge match of some kind. To tell The Miz's story, it needs to be in a grudge match or forced into the main event for the Universal title. So what do? What grudge match do we give him? Baron Corbin? Ugh. Bobby Lashley? Ugh. It's really tough right now. But all I know is this is a story that's going to be told again at WrestleMania. And he's going to be told for a very long time. Him and AJ, that can work, Andrew. Yes. AJ Styles and The Miz can work. Miz and AJ would make for great segments. Would make for fantastic microphone segments. So, kind of putting that out there. But The Miz's story is going to be told. Notice I haven't mentioned AJ. Notice I haven't mentioned that. Questions that also need to be answered. Oh, God, I got dry mouth. But two questions finally need to be answered with regards to Monday Night Raw and how we are going to book WrestleMania. What is going to happen with Ronda Rousey? Is she a go for WrestleMania? Reason I ask that is because the women's roster on Raw is shit right now. It is complete shit. No offense to Lacey Evans. I love Lacey Evans' character. Don't get me wrong. But who else is on Raw on the ladies' side here? I've got Naomi. She's a viable worker, no problem. But, oh my God, Alicia Fox is going to be gone. Dana Brooke, well, it was nice to know that you were happy that Becky Lynch got the title 2 weeks ago, but now we haven't seen you since. You're going to have Natalya. You got Tamina. Oh, boy. This is rough. You got Alexa Bliss, but they're giving her limited ring time. They're giving her severely limited ring time. So what are we doing on the Raw side with women? Yes, we've got Ruby Riott and we got Sarah Logan, but right now when it comes to the women, the only plan that we had for building up females was building Lacey Evans. We were pseudo building up Sarah Logan via the Women's Battle Royal at WrestleMania, but we haven't had Ruby Riott or Sarah Logan on TV since then. We haven't done anything with them. All that we've done is we've given Ruby Riott a match against Lynch just so that we can show you and confirm that Lynch is the best. Right now, Raw's women division sucks. Okay? We need to build them up somehow. You can't just... I'm sorry. There is no way to bring a free agent in this time around to bring it back up. We did it last year with Ronda Rousey. It became the Ronda Rousey show. She main evented nearly a third of every Raw show. We can't depend on Becky Lynch. She's going to be on both shows. Right now, the way that you got her. So, what do? You've got to try to build up what you have. You got to have them on TV. You got to have them in capable matches. So, who are we going to build? Are we going to actually try to build Dana Brooke? Are we actually going to try to build Tamina? Are we going to try to build Ruby Riott and try to build Sarah Logan? It's going to be tough. It's going to be very, very tough. Nia Jax is out. She's not going to be back until the Royal Rumble. Between that now and WrestleMania, they need some help. And they better be building some women up soon. Okay? There's no or else with this. Or else, you're just going to be seeing 6 women tag matches on Raw that just do nothing. That's all I'm saying really, when it comes to the Raw women. If no one gets built, then it's just going to be what women's wrestling was, and that's just filler. And finally, if what we're booking is true, what are we doing with Seth Rollins? What are we doing with the guy whose story we told at WrestleMania in one of the major matches? What are we going to be doing with him? Is he the main character of Monday Night Raw? We don't know right now. Why? What are our plans with him? Our plans is for him to be champion. So it's champion. You have him build people to make them look viable. Okay. So we're having him go against AJ Styles? We're having him go and look at those other performers that were in those triple threat matches in a vacuum. So we're going to have him go against Samoa Joe? Okay. We can try to do that. You want to have him go against Baron Corbin? Okay. Rey Mysterio? That's a fun match. But are all of these going to be happening with him as champion or not? Can we put him in a successful grudge match to lead into WrestleMania? Or is he inevitably going to be put into a multi-man clusterfuck? We need to have long-term plans with Seth Rollins, champion or not, which means you need to build up viable heels. Drew McIntyre is the one that's going to knock the belt off of him, but what other heels can we have to go against him to keep him propped up and keep him going? So, what do we do? Right now, the way I look at it, it's going to be Drew McIntyre knocking the title off of Seth Rollins after SummerSlam. After SummerSlam. AJ Styles' match against Seth Rollins is to confirm that Seth Rollins is very good. After that, we'll probably get a dream match at another point of him against Rey Mysterio. We may get him and Samoa Joe. But the Drew McIntyre takeover will not happen until Drew McIntyre has his solidifying match at SummerSlam. And that solidifying match can be against AJ Styles that I previously booked on last week's show. So, there you go. Fantasy Bookers Unite! That's what I've got going on. So that's going on the Monday Night Raw side for the WrestleMania card. We kind of effectively got Braun versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Universal Championship. And let's say we're putting in there The Miz versus AJ Styles. 2 matches that we've got. I'd have Drew go over Styles. Yes. Yes, I would. So, what are we doing on the blue side? The blue side is honestly a little more dicey than you might think. But it's also almost a little more predictable. Because on the SmackDown side, on the blue side, we're going to be on Fox in October. So the new TV deal is happening, bringing us into WrestleMania. It has a more predictable cast and a more predictable line to go with. So let's start with the numero uno, number one thing that's going to be the story to tell at WrestleMania coming out of the Blue Show. It's Birder. It's Roman Reigns. Why the hell wouldn't it be? Why the hell wouldn't it be? The guy battled leukemia. Why the hell wouldn't it be? You cannot boo this man. Okay? I'm sorry. Roman Reigns will be in the SmackDown main event for WrestleMania. Against who? Now, once more, will it be for a title? Is this going to be for a title, or is this going to be just a grudge match? You can boo what you want. You sure can, Jason. You can boo what you want. Just don't try to convince me to do it as well. So what are we booking for this guy? We know the story that we're going to tell. He battled leukemia and he came back. Okay, here he is to take back his yard and yada, 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 yada. So who's it going to be against? Well, not against this guy. Because I'm throwing this guy out there just so you understand that he was supposed to be built as well last year. But injuries kept him from it. That's Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali was supposed to have been the one getting the miraculous push leading into Elimination Chamber, but Kofi Kingston got the spot. This is something they're going to try again. They're going to try again to build Mustafa Ali. But it's kind of odd to say that now because he wasn't on TV this week. So how are we going to do that? How are we going to build Mustafa Ali effectively? Well, have him go against the regulars. Have him go against Randy Orton again. Why not? What other heels can I find on SmackDown for him to go against? Rusev, Shinsuke Nakamura. God, bring him out there. Who else? Let's see. God, put him in Shane McMahon. Put them in a match. Him and Elias can have a match. And then your Honor fucking Fest can be him and Finn Balor like they had before. Because that was Balor's debut match. Who else can I throw in there? Him and Buddy Murphy can start having some matches on SmackDown. Him and Jeff Hardy. Seriously, there's a lot of people to take your pick on how to build up Mustafa Ali to where he'll eventually get a mid-card title of some kind. But I would not have him in the main event. Wouldn't have him in the main event. And a lot of you are asking in there like, well, okay, again, who am I building Roman Reigns to at WrestleMania? This is going to be odd. Okay? Because the Lars Sullivan, Roman and Lars Sullivan, that sounds fantastic for a grudge match. But I just don't think that's the one for WrestleMania. That I see for SummerSlam. In fact, I see Lars Sullivan, Mustafa Ali for WrestleMania. I see that for WrestleMania. I see Mustafa Ali being the Intercontinental Champion or being something, and Lars Sullivan just coming after him for that title. Okay? I see something like that. Roman Reigns, though, I don't see Roman Reigns, Lars Sullivan. Because, again, I see that more for SummerSlam. Instead, I see, for SmackDown, a new number one heel. Someone who's going to swerve. I know this is going to sound incredibly far-fetched. May not even be considered a swerve. But, hear me out. Because, again, I'm booking the story. Aleister Black. He's doing his monologue on SmackDown, saying that was for our world, we'd condemn him. He says that we don't know him. He says that, there's a difference between him and his persona. Well, what the fuck? What are you talking about? There's a difference between the name and the persona. What are you talking about? Again, he's putting it out there. There's a difference. You never know me. Can't blame me for what I do. It's the other me. What are you? If I'm wanting to make a new heel of some kind that's on the brink, this is the guy. This is a guy I would try to do, okay? And how would I do the turn? Have him team with Finn Balor to square off against, Lars Sullivan maybe coming after Finn Balor, or, you have some other bad guys coming after Finn Balor, And then out of left field, he just turns on him. Just turns on him. So, keep an eye on Aleister Black. I really, really have a feeling that this heel turn is going to happen. How soon? God, we got an entire calendar year. An entire calendar year. Okay? I see this being a more effective turn than anything else on the SmackDown roster right now. The Kevin Owens thing, that was going to happen. Speaking of Kevin Owens, what am I having him do at WrestleMania? I don't know. Right now, I'm focusing in on what the television shows are focusing in on. Aleister Black's swerve, I can absolutely see happening. Probably happen around fall, around about the same time Daniel Bryan had his turn. Holy crap. What are we doing with Daniel Bryan? I don't know. These are the characters I'm centering on. Will Becky Lynch still be relevant? I mean, for God's sakes, it's been, God, what are we looking at now? 3 weeks practically since WrestleMania. It's been practically 3 television shows since WrestleMania. And every single segment she's done, she's been on a stick bragging about that she won. She needs to lose. She's got to lose. She's got to lose. Needs to get off the microphone and get back to why people liked her. That's not talking as much. So, is her story even going to be told? What kind of women's story do you plan on telling at this coming WrestleMania? You can't tell her story again. That's already been fulfilled. You already jumped that. So what are we going to tell? Are we going to tell Bayley's story? Are we going to tell Ember Moon's story? Maybe tell the story of Mandy Rose or Sonya Deville? Who's female? What female is going to get the storytelling this time? Carmella's story wouldn't be bad. Bayley's story kind of sounds like it. But right now, we don't know. Because we've got this lady on the shows way too much doing the same damn thing. And it's also the same opponents, except for Lacey Evans. We're building Lacey Evans on one show, and she's going to be the entire roster. That's even worse. And finally, the biggest question of all. I want to say this is the biggest question of all of it, because this was the story from this year's WrestleMania. This was the story from this year's WrestleMania. What the hell are you doing with Kofi in the New Day? What the hell are we going to do with this? Okay? What are we doing? For one, you cannot break up the New Day. Okay? There were rumors going on that this was going to be happening for like a long time. Rumors of a New Day breakup have been going on for a year and a half, 2 years. I'm telling you right now, it will never happen. They are the faces of SmackDown. They are the faces of the Blue Show. They will never break them up. The day that they do break them up, you can blame Roman Reigns for it. Because they'll be putting all their money on Roman Reigns being the major character of SmackDown. The New Day have been the faces of SmackDown ever since. I want to say they've been the faces of SmackDown for the past, 3 years? 2 years. 2 or 3 years. You can't break them up. Okay? Way too much happy stuff. Way too much happy stuff. Vince always split teams up and can't help himself. He knows to split them up when he sees value in the singular. Isn't that true? He splits teams up because he sees value in the singulars. Do we need to bring the Shield up as an example? Do we need to bring up the Hart Foundation as an example? Need to bring up the Rockers as an example? Take your pick. He sees value in singles. There is no value with any of these three being singles competitors. He sees no value in any of them being singles competitors. Sorry. They will remain a team. But what are they going to be doing? You know? You worked all this time to build this awesome, awesome story for WrestleMania this year. It was a fantastic story. But how long is this going to keep? How long is this going to keep? Him against Kevin Owens, yeah, Kofi's going over Kevin Owens. That's going to happen. Inevitably, Kofi's going to lose. So how do you keep him in those ranks after he's lost the title? That's the question that needs to be answered. He will lose the title before WrestleMania. He is not going to be champion going into WrestleMania. So I don't know how. I really don't. It'll just be really interesting. These are the things to really look into when booking the WrestleMania. But right now, the matches and the stories that I have, match-wise, I've got Braun Strowman versus Drew McIntyre, title or not sure. I've got The Miz going against AJ Styles for a title, I'm not sure. Then I've got Roman Reigns versus Aleister Black. Is it for a title or not? I'm not sure. Mustafa Ali, I've got him. I don't know if I've got him in a match right now or not. I'm looking at him possibly against Lars Sullivan. But right now, that's how you book WrestleMania. It's booking the story. You book the story for WrestleMania. You don't book the match. The match can fall apart quick, but you book the story. And you can change the characters however you want to try to build that story. You'll see the stories come to form probably by September. September, after SummerSlam, is when they start planting the seeds for WrestleMania. And we'll see them planted. Right now, they've just gone to the store and bought the package of seeds. I'm just trying to figure out what those seeds are. Ugh. And that is going to do it for this episode of Wrestleview Weekly. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I really, really appreciate it. Everyone giving tons of input in the chat room. CJ, Quentin, Jamel, Jason, Daniel, I never pay attention to what you say. Everyone else, let yourself be known. Andrew was in there. Gosh, go nuts. Man. Thank you all so much for being in the chat room, providing some great discussion. Thank you all also for tuning in, listening to the show. If you are listening on audio, whether that be on the iTunes or the Spotify or the SoundCloud or whatever the hell you do, go on the YouTube page. Go on the Wrestleview YouTube page. Click subscribe. Damn it, we don't do a lot of these shows. It's not like it's annoying or anything. You guys are listening to the show, right? Anyway, thank you all so much for stopping by. Have a great week. If you're allergic to shit like me, get hopped up on stuff. On whatever it is you need to get hopped up on. No locking, no tequila drinking for a while because Money in the Bank isn't in for another 3 weeks. So, again, thank you all so much for stopping by. And again, know when you're being sold to.